freedom. As we're getting into our next best of 3, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself. It is Wayne, aka Radita, aka Vanya. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. We go. And likewise, what I mentioned about Nicoract in regards to the previous series about his TVP matchup, how he's typically more aggressive, more in your face, I would say the same here about TVZ. We've seen a lot of 2-ranked Reaper openers and 3-ranked Reaper commitments out of Nicoract. We've seen a lot of mech out of Nicoract as of late as well. We've seen BC openers into battle mech or just straight up battle mech as well. And we have seen some 2-base 5 racks all-ins as well with Mass Marine, Mass Bio, pull the boys, and you commit. Nicoract, he can play standard, true, he can play standard, he can play macro, but I would say he often doesn't in this matchup. But we'll see. He did have a different approach against Strange, but I feel like that might just be his opponents, right? Because Strange is a little bit more strange, maybe Nicoract felt the need to be a little bit more passive, more defensive, and have a different approach. He was able to get damage done for sure with harassment more than anything, not with all-ins, at least not in the last series. For now, though, Nicoract, he moves out. We'll be expanding on the low ground. Okay. So we have Wayne going for his Hatchcast pool. Again, just standard openers here, nothing crazy, nothing too wild. Reapers are moving out, so there's going to be a bit of a skill check here with the Reapers going to be threatening the bases. And meanwhile, Wayne, it's going to be on him to preserve his drones and preserve his Zerglings. As Nicoract, he is here to punish a third. Can he get the drone? Does more from the Gas Geyser. SCV is still on patrol. Reaper moves in. Gets a drone. That should not have happened. One drone goes down. Nice pick off there out of Nicoract. He does pivot back around. Once again, denies a third base. Wayne, he's going to be forced to expand elsewhere at the third location. At the triangular third location instead. A much more exposed base. Uh-oh. Yeah, much more exposed, much more accessible here to his opponent. Now, the biggest issue here with this expansion, as you can see, the linear third base has a ramp coming into it, has a choke point that you can make use of. You can have a greater concave, a greater defense here, specifically at this location. Yes, there are multiple entrances, but for the most part, this is more defendable as it's also further away from your opponent. Meanwhile, the base on the left-hand side, there is no point of elevation here. There's a choke point, yes, but it's all on the same plane of elevation, so there is no greater high ground advantage here. The defender's advantage at the triangular third is weaker, and we often see a lot of all-ins, specifically at this base and at this base as well. So very strong timings even, I should say. Speaking of, behind this, do you see what I see? Second factory. If you recall at the start of this game, I mentioned how we've seen a lot of mech as of late out of Nicoract. We've seen a lot of 2-base play and a lot of mech as well. There is a third TC, so he's building up and getting into a macro game, but he is going to mech it up, which we've seen quite a bit of as of late. Mech is going to be on the way. Now, Nicoract, he does have a build where he builds up to, I want to say, 12 Hellions with Blue Flame. So he goes add-on swap into Blue Flame first. We'll see if he goes into Blue Flame or if he goes into Magpul Accelerators instead. As we are currently building up those Hellions. And they should be Blue Flame. So we are building up. Back at home, Wayne, he is getting a safety amount of Zerglings. Still droning, still saturating. There we go. Blue Flame has begun. As we mentioned, this is a build that Nicoract does enjoy. Now, the goal here is to preserve and to keep these Hellions hidden. Now, right now, he reveals 4. You can reveal 4 to 8 Hellions, and it's normal. Like, it's normal. It's standard. Like, this is not an abnormal amount of Hellions. But once you build up a little bit further than that, that's when things become a little bit more sinister, a little bit more unusual. So Nicoract has to preserve the additional Hellions, keep them hidden for as long as possible. And Wayne, he has no idea. He's going for the Bailey Nest. Yeah, lair first into a Bailey Nest. Do you see what I see? I see no Roach Warren. Because he doesn't know. Doesn't know what's going on. I mean, he hasn't seen any tells yet. So Hellions are poking in. We have a Macville accelerators as a follow-up. And Nicoract, here we go. He pulls the trigger. How many Hellions? 13. 13, soon to be 16 Hellions here for Nicoract. And again, Wayne, he has no idea. Wayne, what does he have to defend? He has Zerglings. 19 Zerglings. And what are they going to do? Oh, God. Are they going to get roasted? As Blue Flame is done, Lings, they get roasted. They try to come in for a surround. The Queens are coming from behind. And then Lings, they go down. The Lings, they just melt. From here, we just bust into the mineral line. Drones are falling. Oh, we sipped to the Queen. The Queen is not thick enough. So far, 7 drone kills. We're going for another mineral line. No. Once again, the drones, they line up. Brutal volley, 16 drone kills. That's a full mineral line. And the Hellions that will finally go down, but the damage has been done. In total, it was 16 drones and 32 Zerglings. Brutal damage. Behind this, Nicoract, he's building up back at home, getting to battle mech. More Hellions, so he's safe against a Link counterattack, and Cyclones are massing as well. And you can see here, now we have the Roach Warren. Why is it only being thrown down now? Because up until this point, Wayne had no idea. He never scouted. He never scouted the main base. He never scouted the natural. He had no idea what was going on until it was too late. And here comes the second wave. At the same time, we have a Link counterattack getting set up. Lings are trying to do some counter damage, and it looks like Nicoract gets distracted for a moment. Lings, they get in, okay. Getting a couple of SCVs, not bad. Getting 2 SCV kills. 3, yes, it's 4, okay. It's something. It's better than nothing. Gets 4 SCVs, but oh, he will lose 2 queens. Yeah, 2 queens go down. There's no transfuse available. 1 transfuse coming in. Locon's being wasted on Zerglings. There's that 1 transfuse. But here come the reinforcements. Yeah, here come the reinforcements. They're coming in to break on through. You have a couple of roaches trickling in. They have no upgrades. Vanilla roaches. And Wayne, he can't hold on. He can't hold on. It's just been game-ending damage already. Again, he lost the full mineral line, and he had a late reaction to the mech. At the same time, Wayne going for a Desperation Link counterattack, and he is killing some SCVs, but it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, it just doesn't matter. Because the mech is still in his bases, he came with the production. Catching out more roaches. Catching out Zerglings, just as they pop out of the eggs. And here we even peel off. We have Cyclones trading as roaches. We have Hellions getting into the mineral line. Getting another 9 drone kills. Nicoract has a booming economy in comparison. 62 SCVs plus mules against 42 drones. Like, there's just nothing here. There's nothing here. The mineral lines are barren. GG gets called. The writing has been on the wall, and Nicoract, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Does take the first game, does take a lead in the series. Again, we've been seeing more and more mech out of Nicoract here, and Wayne, unfortunately, he just had no idea what was going on. As you mentioned, he just didn't get an eye on the additional Hellions that were coming out. I will say that Nicoract did a great job when it came to hiding, preserving those Hellions before revealing his hand, of course, towards the end, and there was no Overlord Scout into the bases either. So Wayne, he was caught with his pants down. GG. GG, well played. That leads us into game number 2. We'll see if Wayne can recover, can bounce back. We'll see if we can make a series out of this. The pressure is on. The pressure is on. Which day of the week is SC Evolution? I believe StarCraft Evolution should be this weekend on Sunday, if not mistaken. Oh, never mind. Most likely next week. StarCraft Evolution Championship is this weekend, is on Sunday, but we are going to be busy with the Sparkling Tuna Cup and with the 2v2 circuit. So I believe we're going to be casting StarCraft Evolution next on the 19th of August. He's currently on our schedule, but here we go. We're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the blue Terran, sorry, the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg himself down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Wayne. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player, or the red Terran representing the line of heroes, leading the series 1-0. It is Nicoract. We go, and welcome on to Maganatha. Maganatha is the largest map in the map pool, longer rush distance by ground, and as a result we often do have longer games. We'll see if that's going to be the case here. I will say that typically on larger maps I do favor the Zerg player, as they have a little bit more freedom, they have a little bit more wiggle room, there's just more space in between them and their opponent, and these timing attacks they do hit a little bit later from the Terran. So we'll see if Wayne can stabilize and actually get into the mid game and actually get into a back and forth, as he was kind of like cut off at his knees before he could really embrace the game in game 1. We shall see. Does pull back. Just because Nicoract played mech in game 1 doesn't mean that's going to be the case here coming into game 2. As we mentioned at the beginning of the series, Nicoract, he can play both. Typically very aggressive though, like he's known for his aggression. He's not really known for standard play. Whether it's 2 base all-ins, 3 base all-ins, mech, BC openers, true. It's typically what Nicoract goes for. Gets a drone. Oh, that should not have happened. One drone goes down. A rough start here for Wayne. Very rough start. At least this time he does get his third base up and running. True. Does get up. Previously it was delayed. Behind this, Nicoract going for his own third CC. And after what happened in game 1, it wouldn't surprise me if Wayne does try to play Roach here in game 2 as there it is. I did say that I didn't expect to see Nicoract go mech 2 games in a row, and I didn't, but that's what we're getting. Here we go. Factories on the way. Nicoract, it looks like the same build. So far it looks like the same build. We should be seeing a tech lab here into earlier Blue Flame, into a massive 16 Hellion move out with Blue Flame Hellions. If it were the same build, of course. Nice snipe on the Tumor. Tumor goes down, Reaper does back off. There's that tech lab on the way. Getting ready for the add-on swap. But I'll be honest, I'm not too fond of the idea of doing a cheeky build like this multiple times in a row in a series, just because there's a higher chance your opponent is going to be adapting, is going to either scout you, be more adamant when it comes to scouting, or just have a safer approach. Eyes on this Overlord. There's the add-on swap. Aliens are amassing. We're still expecting Blue Flame. Third factory's on the way. And this time, yeah, there it is. We have the blind safety Roach Warren. Here we go. And again, Wayne, this is an adaptation after what happened in game number 1. This is also why I don't like the idea of going for the same build 2 games in a row. So Wayne, he doesn't know. He hasn't scouted. He's just now moving in with the Overlord, but he's already decided to play Roaches. Or decided to play safe. So a very safe opener here out of Wayne. Overlord goes in for confirmation. Gets eyes on the factory. And gets eyes on the second factory as well. Yeah, it does spot the research, is now aware. Now he knows. And hey, the Roach Warren is about to finish. It's about to finish up. Now, a couple of things here. Nicoract, he knows he got scouted, right? He knows he got scouted. Checking his vision, did he see the Roach Warren? He did not. Ooh, he didn't see the Roach Warren. Now, if he did see the Roach Warren, and if he knew he got scouted, then he could make the decision not to dive, not to throw these Hellions away. Now, he doesn't know that roach production has already begun, so I'm a little bit concerned that he might try to dive in regardless of being scouted. And if he does, I don't know if he's going to do as much damage. Here we go. Again, 14 Hellions. He is moving in, going for the dive. We have some roaches out. We have 12 roaches on the way. We're committing it anyway. And the roaches are not here in time. Drones are still going down. They're getting 10 drones already. Oh, we're getting him to 11, 12, 14. Oh, God. This is 17 drone kills. Roaches have arrived, but we just break into the main. A very nice use of the KDA charge. Knocks the queen out of position, and we're getting up to 23 drone kills. Insane. 25, 27. 27 drones going to be going down. This is a critical damage here. This is game-ending damage. But there is one big difference. There's one silver lining here. 28 drone kills. This is brutal. This is crazy. Nicoract, he gets the damage he was hoping for. Now, last game, if you remember, he was safe from any kind of counterattack because there were only Zerglings and because the Roach Warren was thrown down now. In the previous game, in this moment is when the Roach Warren begins. Here, Roach Speed is on the way. So Wayne, after losing all those drones, he has the option to go for an all-in. To go for a big Roach all-in. I would say that is a viable option here for Wayne. Outside of just droning up and trying to macro out of this. Which would be brutal, if that's what he attempts. He is rejoining currently. Hellions, they go back in. They tip in, they pull away. So far, Wayne, he's getting up to 3 base saturation. Getting his 4th base as well. He's actually droning up a little bit harder. Okay. You have my attention. He's teching. We're not going for we're not going for an all-in. Infestation bit's on the way, so this does read more Roach Ravager into Infestor, into potentially even Lurker tech. Oh, there's just Roach Ravager Infestor into Hive. So Wayne is playing this out, which means Nicoract is looking solid. Now the question becomes, how much do we commit into Battle Mech here? We're committing into Hellion, Cyclone. Ideally, over time, you do want to switch out of this into a more traditional form of mech, into a more tank-heavy style. Now they're catching up some of these roaches. Nice Nina. Infestors are on the way. Getting 3 infestors. Mongols, they will be available. Again, the Cyclones are still trading well. Still looking for a way in. Is going to be deflected back at home. Is deflected. It gets into another mineral line. More drones going to be going down. Wayne, he's distracted. Losing another 6 drone kills, but the initial fungal does connect. Okay. Does connect. Gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cyclones. Very nice Pigos. Very nice fungal. Getting almost up to 6. Almost. But I feel like especially once fungal is being revealed like this, you want to be switching into tank production. But for now, we're still just stopping. There we go. Tanks have now begun. So again, he's reacting to the tech of his opponents. I would say it's a little bit of a late reaction, but we're getting there. Again, the era of the battle mech has come and gone. Nice trades. Trades, Hellions, they do get into the mineral line. Catching out 6 drones. 6 drones going down. Now, the scary thing here is that currently Nicoract is vulnerable. It takes some time to build up his tanks, to build up the tanks and to turtle up back at home. Wayne, he's being active. Vipers are on the way, so even if we have a tank line, Vipers, they can shut that down. here, taking up into Lunkers. A lot of this will come down to the Vipers. And again, Nicoract, he isn't quite there yet. Wayne getting catching out a couple of Hellions. Nice pickups. Nicoract is pushing. Okay. He's moving out. I mean, is maxing. But has to be very careful with this. Does move out. I believe this is pre-lurker. Right there. Okay, so they're pushing forward as we start careful with how they clump up. So you have 1, 2 tanks going down. Getting 2. Coming with more Vipers. That's a lot of Vipers. But they have no energy. And Nicoract, he's gaining ground. Kiri's gaining ground, pushing forward. Vipers are trying to build up. And he will kill the base. He will kill the expansion. They're saving this. Wayne, he's just pulling back, building up more reinforcements. The Vipers are ready. Now we're moving in. Land the Fungal. Lands the Fungal, gets the Blinding Clouds. Some of the tanks are on siege, and he will lose everything here. Yeah, every tank is going to go down. A rough fight here for Nicoract. Losing all of his tanks. Very nice armor control here from Wayne. I believe he does preserve his Vipers. Yeah, they're in the main. They are preserved. Vipers survive. Lurkers now morphing in. Scissor extending, pushing up a ramp. Wayne is punished. But now he's got his Lunkers. True. The Lunkers are out. Lunkers are out. Anti-air is lacking here for Nicoract. He's just now starting his Thor production. But without much anti-air, these Vipers, they can just pop up. They can and they will. So again, they land a couple of Blinding Clouds. Going for the abductions. Oh, that's going to be 12 SCVs going down. They're dragging the army into lurker range as well. We'll bleed out a couple of Vipers. I say a couple, almost every Viper actually. Oh no, the final Viper goes down. Gets all 4. We're getting messy. Getting messy here. As Wayne will lose all his Vipers. Lose most of his Lurkers. At the same time, though, he did deal some economic damage. Wayne is on 99. We're on 99 drones. Ay, ay, ay. That's a lot of workers. That's a lot of drones. I feel like that's hurting Wayne more than anything here. And it depends. When you're on this high of a worker count, you want to be trading as much as possible. You want to be trading. Just because your supplies are so limited. Your armor supply even. Nicoract is setting up. Once again, pushing out. Nice tank volleys. Yeah, very nice fight. Does catch, what, 4 lurkers. Takes down the expansion. but he still has no good answer here to the Vipers. Once again, he only has the one Thor. I mean, he isn't maxed out, but the lack of anti-air is concerning. Wayne just going for a run by. Overwhelms the Hellions, and no kiting. Hellions go down. Tank as well. Nice trades. Likewise, here come the abductions. Oh. Yes, once again, it's still just the one Thor and the Cyclone. Two Cyclones, okay. Gets one of the Vipers. Okay, slowly moving in. Wayne, he just ignores the army, goes for a counterattack instead. He just commits, and back at home, there's not really much to defend. There's a couple of Cyclones, which means he cannot push into the lurker range. Base goes down. Ooh. Now Wayne catching CCs. Getting a couple of orbitals, 20 SCV kills. Nicoract, he's not mining. He has northern bases, but again, he's on a 2-base economy. And Nicoract, he's just committed here to mass Hydra lurker. Oh, gonna be cleaned up. Okay, it's gonna be cleaned up. We're still remaxing behind this. Vipers have arrived. And Wayne just keeps counterattacking. Now going towards the northern base. That's a lot of SCVs. Oh. Nice catch on the drones. I mean, Wayne, he had too many to begin with. It's okay. Can afford to lose 19 drones. And Acumen again. Nice snipe on two of those Vipers. As they attempt to counterattack. They're not getting much done. Nicoract defends. Armies are still very close. It's in favor of Nicoract here. Breaks through the force wave of lurkers. Behind this, there are now 0 Vipers. Lurkers are coming from behind. Oh, they do burrow. They get one. And barely. They come in for the surround. They clean up all the tanks. Wayne, he will take the fight. And we have to send it. Counterattack, Pappy. Nicoract, he's broke. He has no money. Takes up right. Ooh, late reaction there by Nicoract. Late reaction. Doesn't pull away in time. Another CC is going to go down. CC falls. And behind this Wayne, he's rejoined to 80. Once again, has a stable economy. When it comes to Nicoract, he does have top right, and it's definitely keeping him in this. So got top right fully saturated, but Wayne is coming. He's rotating over, and alas, there's nothing to... No, he just muled! No! Fresh mules here on location. Lings have arrived, and Nicoract, he cannot maintain this. Yeah, Nicoract is in the center of the map. He cannot defend. Killing the CC. CC gets killed. You can see here Nicoract heavily oversaturated. He needs another expansion. But again, that's the downside of Mech here. It's quite immobile. He's not set up defensively here. He has no Sim City, he has no walls, so he's stuck at home. He doesn't have the freedom to be active and to move out and to defend these fringe bases. It also, I mean, the map comes into play. We spoke about it earlier, just how large it is. So it'll take so long to respond to top right from the center. Likewise, also did help when it came to Wayne recovering. They do actually pop off here in the middle line, getting 13 drone kills. Jesus. Spankle is finishing up a little bit too late. Some nice economic damage. Getting some of the abductions up. Oof. Getting caught out. Can we have a better trade here for Nicoract? Catching up the army. Does retake the southern base, but again, you can just see how oversaturated we are. Like, the work count is healthy for Nicoract, but he doesn't have mining. The mining is not there. So they're thrown away. Both armies are maxed out. Once again, 5 Vipers for Wayne. I appreciate that he's been on top of rebuilding his Vipers. Let's hit to the backbone of his army. Ducks almost every cycle. Jesus. All cycles get abducted. One survives. And Nick are trying to do something about the economy here of Wayne. At the same time, Wayne, he counterattacks. Wayne, he may lose the expansion, but the bases of Nicoract matter that much more. Oh. He's defending, he's holding on. Holding back at home. Nice blinding clouds. Once again, tanks gonna be falling to Hydras. Oh. Much more efficient trades here for Wayne. At the same time, though, his counterattacking force gets cleaned up. And once again, the Viper survives. Nicoract, he never really got into any ghost production. Ideally, that's kind of like the end goal you want, is mech with ghosts. As that'll be the answer to the Vipers, but there just has never been one. Outside of these lock-ons. Despite that, Nicoract still gaining ground. Moving in. We'll get the hatchery. Hatchery goes down. Vipers once again, they come in. How many Vipers have we gone through this game? 11. Let's go. Hatching another tank line. Again, extensive losses here for Nicoract. Once again, he's running out of money. Running out of patches. His center base has been undersaturated for quite some time. There's no reason for it not to be. It's not like there's been too much aggression here. And there we go, he notices. He does notice, does saturate. This has been a missed opportunity here from Nicoract for quite some time, is saturating the center base. He's finally on it. And once again, Wayne, he just kind of really engaged with the main army, so he just counterattacks. Counterattacks out. 3 tanks! No! 3 tanks going down. Insane pickups here for Wayne. Catching out reinforcements. Once again, these Vipers have just given Wayne so much value throughout the course of the entire game. I have 1 Thor on the way once again. The 1 Thor response. Let's go. Aliens getting called out. And again, Wayne has just had these more efficient trades and efficient fights. He hasn't been able to like fully engage head on, but like for the most part, he just plays it safe, plays it slow, pulls away, picks up all these tanks. Here, counterattacking, catching these tanks unsieged. Tank goes down. Thor's taking a lot of damage. He's just responding to the main army. Is aware. Trying to catch Wayne out. Once again, we got 4 Vipers in production. Jesus. Getting up to 7. And again, there's we were harping a lot on the fact there's no ghosts. I mean, there's no Vikings either. Like, the Thor count is very low. Not to say that Nicoract can afford much more, but even previously when he was maxing out, he just never really had a strong answer here to the Vipers. As in a way, we're kind of trading bases. Wayne pushing in between. Once again, delaying reinforcements. Which means Wayne, he can pounce on this. There's really not much here. Waiting for the lunkers. And once again, going for another run by. I was drones are going to be saved. I was mentioning how Wayne could try to pounce on this army. Wayne's army is also quite small. It's not quite there either. He's also added expensive losses. So we're getting very scrappy. I mean, both players are hurting. You can see here Wayne, he's mining out the bottom left. He does have the center base also now oversaturated. It's coming down to these center bases. Let's go. Nicoract fighting for the gold. Nicoract long distance mining from the go base. Let's go. Wayne, he'll soon start doing the same. It can be so awkward claiming these gold bases. But Nicoract, he's getting there. He's got the gold. Pushing everything forward. I'm still concerned about the lack of anti-air, but it'll be fine. Oh. Gets a Viper. One Viper goes down. Massively encounters that, gets into the main base, came to the production. Ay, ay, ay. And Nicoract has to respond. Sends back the Hellions. Oh! Yeah, there are the abductions. Let's catch a good chunk of Cyclones. As Wayne, he should not be pushing into this. He's pushing into a siege line. Brutal tank shots going off. Wayne, calm down. We gotta calm down. There goes the Blind Cloud. He'll bleed out a lot of Vipers. Every Viper falls. Yeah, Wayne, he should not have been here. Should not have been here. He's out a big chunk of his supply. Nicoract, he has momentum. He's moving out. There are 22 Zerglings on the way. There are no Hellions, by the way. Yeah, there are no Hellions, no Hellbats. This army is vulnerable to Zerglings. Oh, unless they sieged up. Boys are pulled away. Zerglings, they come in from behind. The mineral line. Another 11 SCVs. The Hellions have made it. Now he's safe against Lings. Now there are no more Vipers to be concerned about. Oh. And GG gets called. Wayne, he runs out of steam. He runs out of money here. Again, I had a lot of faith when it came to the Vipers, but no, never mind. Nicoract, he will claim it 2-0. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. It was very messy towards the end, came down to the wire there. Again, we saw that Nicoract was finally able to claim a gold base, which actually had an economy to work with. Was able to make use of it, able to break through. GG. GG. Ay, ay, ay. Of a replay stream. Yes, the event did take place last week. Did take place. We were unable to cover it ourselves at the time. But GG well played. With that, we do have Nicoract claiming the game, claiming the series, and with that, we are getting ready for our next matchup. Or are we? Hold on. With that, we are... Oh, there we go. We are going to be going on a short break, I believe. Yeah, we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we are going to have the remainder of the broadcast. Again, we were covering the initially quarterfinals, followed by the semis. Up next, we're going to have the grand finals thereafter. We're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll have our next matchup, we'll have our next series, we'll have our next best of 5. See you soon. See you soon after the break. Oh, see you soon.